Hello and welcome back to Nerd This video covers the fate of M.O.D.O.K after the events of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which means there will be spoilers for the movie. This is your spoiler warning. If you do not wish to be spoiled, you can check out our other videos on the origin and powers of Kang the Conqueror and M.O.D.O.K, linked in the description below. As a reminder, the film is still in theaters, so we can only use footage from the trailers. Please bear with us there. And before we get into what happens to M.O.D.O.K, you can check out our full breakdown of the movie and the post-credit scenes in our other spoiler videos, also linked in the description. Toward the end of Quantumania, M.O.D.O.K has a change of heart after failing to kill Cassie Lang as Kang had ordered. A quick heart-to-heart with Cassie gives M.O.D.O.K the confidence he needs to switch sides and attack Kang at his weakest moment. This allows the Ant family to gain the upper hand in the final battle, but it mortally wounds M.O.D.O.K in the process, who dies shortly after. Let's just get this out of the way right now. The M.O.D.O.K in Ant-Man 3 is dead. He's very likely not coming back. However, that doesn't mean it's the last we've seen of the character. M.O.D.O.K may appear again in a future film or Disney Plus series. Now let's get into how that could be possible. Before we can explain how M.O.D.O.K can return, it's best to understand what happens in the comics. We've already detailed M.O.D.O.K's origin and history in another video, but in short, M.O.D.O.K was a product of AIM, which showed up in Iron Man 3 and a few other places in the MCU. The M.O.D.O.K in Quantumania is obviously not connected to AIM, and has a very different origin compared to the comics. However, one thing that could be consistent between comic M.O.D.O.K and MCU M.O.D.O.K is that George Tarleton, the person who became M.O.D.O.K, had his brain cloned at one point in the comics. This cloned brain was then transferred into a new M.O.D.O.K body, but since he had a different personality and overall purpose, he was dubbed MODOK Superior. This is the most likely way for M.O.D.O.K to return. Kang essentially rebuilt M.O.D.O.K after Darren Cross arrived in the quantum realm. Kang treated M.O.D.O.K like a dog, so it's not difficult to imagine he made a copy of M.O.D.O.K's brain to use in the creation of another M.O.D.O.K should this one fail him or just to have a backup. It even makes sense to bring M.O.D.O.K back in this way, since in the comics M.O.D.O.K Superior had a different personality, allowing him to be a villain again after Darren Cross's change of heart. The only real question is how M.O.D.O.K Superior gets out of the quantum realm, but that's easy for a writer to work around. For all we know, Kang may have sent M.O.D.O.K Superior out of the quantum realm before the final battle in Quantumania even began. In the comics, the original M.O.D.O.K also returns after dying. AIM ended up bringing him back to life using the Cosmic Cube, although that wasn't one of the Infinity Stones in the comics. It's not out of the question for the inhabitants of the quantum realm to somehow fix M.O.D.O.K, although that would potentially result in a good version of M.O.D.O.K, and he's generally played better as a quirky villain. There have also been rumors about M.O.D.O.K returning after Ant-Man 3, even with the plot leaking long before its release confirming M.O.D.O.K would die. In the comics, the character is tied to AIM and Intelligentsia, both of which exist in the MCU. M.O.D.O.K has also worked with the leader in the comics, and at one point M.O.D.O.K even created a gigantic robot body in order to battle against the Hulk, so it wouldn't be surprising to see M.O.D.O.K show up in the rumored World War Hulk film, or possibly even Captain America New World Order alongside the leader, although that movie is already looking very crowded. As always, with the multiverse in play, it's super easy to simply have a variant of M.O.D.O.K show up again at some point. With incursions happening all over the place, and Battleworld rumored to be on the way, a variant of M.O.D.O.K or M.O.D.O.K Superior could easily show up around Avengers Secret Wars or related project. So while it's certainly possible M.O.D.O.K was a one-and-done villain the MCU is so fond of doing, there are a number of reasons to believe the character will return. What are your thoughts on M.O.D.O.K in Quantumania and the future of the MCU? Will he return as M.O.D.O.K Superior? Will this version of M.O.D.O.K be revived? Or could we get a variant in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For now, that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves mental organisms designed only for killing.